Up, Ms. Joyce Hayes. I'll remind you of the questions if you'd like. It's please tell us a little bit about yourself and explain what motivated you to apply for an appointment to City Council for the next 4 months. What skills, experiences, or perspectives do you believe would allow you to contribute effectively during this 4-month appointment? And then please describe a time when you worked collaboratively with people who held differing viewpoints or disagreed with you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I think you have my name as Dreama Joyce Hayes. I always ask people to call me Dee. When I hear Dreama, that reminds me of my mother or my teachers when I was in trouble. So please don't call me Dreama. Address me as Dee. I want to say, as far as the school goes, that was Ruffner School when I grew up here. And I had the privilege of helping scuff up that front hall floor. So I'm glad they're going to keep it and fix it. Thank you. I was born and raised here. Went out to the College of Women Mary at 18. And after I graduated with a degree in government, I moved to Washington, D.C., where probably the last and most significant position I held there was as special assistant to the deputy undersecretary. I did special projects. I helped write speeches. I was green as green could be, but it was a great job. I met my husband, my then husband, in Washington, and married and moved to St. Louis because he was a native there. After a first number of years of helping him get through law school, because we couldn't afford to go at the same time, so I worked in banking at that point. I began St. Louis University Law School in 1977. After graduation, I became an assistant, and I'm going to tell you this. In St. Louis, the prosecuting attorney, or the Commonwealth attorney, as you know it here, is called a circuit attorney. So don't be confused. It goes back to history where that attorney wrote a circuit. That's like a circuit judge. Anyway, I began there as an assistant prosecutor. And over the years, I moved up to be the first assistant prosecutor. And when my boss decided not to run again, I got involved in politics. So I ran for 2 terms and won for 2 terms. I administered an office of 50 lawyers. I always like to say I administered an office of 50 prima donnas. So if you want to talk about working collaboratively, that was a challenge. I had budgeting experience, you name it. I ran a big office, and I ran it for 8 years. It was not terribly remunerative. And so after that 20 years of experience in that office and in that job, I went into with a big downtown law firm. That was remunerative, but it was very unfulfilling because I didn't feel that I was really working for people. So I left there and ended up, my last job before I moved back here in retirement was with the Bi-State Development Commission, which is an Illinois, 3 counties in Illinois and St. Louis City and County in Missouri. And we did things like, I was in-house counsel. We operated things like the Arch, cars that took you up to the top of the Arch. We operated the trains, the buses, the river boats, and we had a small, I say small, but it was the 3rd busiest airport in the bi-state area, small airport. When, even though I lived out there for the biggest part of my adult life, my roots are here. I grew up here. My dad was a small businessman here. As a matter of fact, he operated the university cleaners on the building down on Jefferson, which is now that gorgeous 3-story building where Hardin's is. And my mom, for the most part, was a housewife, but she ended up becoming the registrar here in the city of St. Louis, city of Lexington, excuse me. My brother, Bucky Joyce, was a Commonwealth attorney. So I had roots here all along, and I loved this place, and I came back because of that. I lived in Rockbridge County up until about 3 months ago, so I had no opportunity to get involved in the Lexington scenario. But after May 20th, when I became a resident of Lexington, I saw this opportunity, and I decided that I would be able to hit the ground running because of my experience in the past that I have described to you. I don't necessarily have political aspirations. I would view it as an interim appointment, but I think I can bring a wealth of experience to the job that would enable me to blend in pretty quickly and fit in pretty quickly and help the community that I still love so much. My whole life has been in public service. in one way or another, either in governmental service or in civic service. I served on numerous boards, committees, both in the city of St. Louis, statewide, and collaboratively, as I said, with the 3 counties across the Mississippi River in Illinois. I don't think that there would be any reason that I couldn't offer those skills that I have acquired over the years to this board and to the city that I love. As far as working collaboratively, I don't want to be repetitive. I've spent my whole life working collaboratively because when you work in government and public service, especially with, I call myself a recovering lawyer, by the way, not a retired lawyer, because that's what you do. You deal with people in all walks of life. St. Louis is a big city. It's a diverse city. And I had the opportunity to deal with many, many people with many, many different views. And I became pretty good at it, at working collaboratively with people and to make a difference there. And I would like to do the same thing here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Questions? No? Thank you.
Thank you.